Okay, this is going to be a basic rundown of Webstorm and how to implement the more basic features of Webstorm. I'm going to be assuming that you have Webstorm open on your computer and you already have it installed. So let's go ahead and get started with the application. So here we're opening up a CoffeeScript app, mostly because I want to start by also being able to show you how watchers work. And this is a basic CoffeeScript application, and the CoffeeScript is going to be automatically identified, and the syntax checking for it will be automatically installed and come bundled with your Webstorm. If for some reason you're using a language that does not have automatic syntax checking, you can add one in it through your plugins. I'm going to show you how to add plugins right now. So you go to File, Settings, and you can just under IDE Settings, Plugins, and you can browse repositories and just look for what you're looking for. Let's see, say I was looking for jQuery. There doesn't seem to be one because it comes bundled, but any of these would be okay. If it's not installed in it yet, you're going to show up an install plugin option. You can just go ahead and click on that, and it will automatically install and restart Webstorm for you with that new plugin installed. App.coffee is a fairly good application to get started with because I'm going to show you how watchers actually work. First, let's go to the terminal and open up the terminal, which is that bottom line right here. And this works just like the basic terminal of your computer. I'm running Windows, so this would be the same thing as just opening up a command line for me. It also opens immediately on the project folder that you are in. So I'm on the Blackjack folder, so it's going to open on the Blackjack folder. And I can move around if I wanted to. I could go up, or I could go to any up again. I can go to basically any folder that I would be able to navigate in my command line. This is a command line, just it's running inside the terminal. So you would first install the CoffeeScript with npm. And once that is installed, you can go here and File, Settings, and look for watchers, File Watchers. And right now I have CoffeeScript already added, so I'm going to go ahead and remove to show how it gets added. You just press plus CoffeeScript. It's going to look for your current installation of CoffeeScript, which you ran on the command line. And you don't change any of these options. You just go ahead and click OK. Then you click OK one more time, and now the watcher is getting added. It's been added, and any change that you make to Coffee is going to be automatically changed to also be shown on app.js. So any changes that I have here are going to be immediately demonstrated on this file. So here I added a hello at the bottom, basically to demonstrate how that would work. If I deleted off my CoffeeScript, it now got deleted off my app.js. So as you can see, if you have both of them at the same time and you kind of want to see what your CoffeeScript is turning into JS, this does it for you automatically. And also you don't have to run any compiles at the end of your project. Everything is saved in the exact same folder that you have your .coffee item installed, which is a fairly nice feature. Now let's also go to how the debug works. So if I wanted to add a point and I wanted to see what's actually happening on the app.coffee side and not on the JavaScript side, this would not be possible with Chrome, because Chrome is going to be running the debug on the JavaScript that actually gets compiled. But Webstorm, on the other hand, is actually going to run their debug on the can also run it on the CoffeeScript as well. So when here I have tests, so I'm going to do edit configuration and delete the one I currently have. I'm going to go to JavaScript debug, and you want to add this no matter what, if you're working with HTML, just pure HTML and CSS, or if you're working on a JavaScript project. This is basically the default that you want to be working with. So you're going to go here and add a JavaScript debug, and you're now going to look for the URL that you want to run. And in this case, it's going to be index.html. Sorry, I need to press add. So plus JavaScript debug, the name is going to be index, and I'm going to be running the index.html file. So I'll go ahead and press OK. So now this is set up to debug my index.html file. And if I launch my, let's close this out and put this on this side of the screen. And now if I go ahead and launch the debugger, it's going to launch and it's going to put the pause right on the CoffeeScript file, which is what you want to be able to see. The CoffeeScript actually being stopped and showing you the data that's available at that point in time for your CoffeeScript file. This also brings me to another point that the debug is also going to be able to help you with. Let's go ahead and take out this breakpoint and rerun the debugger. Stop and rerun. Now you can see both of my files are running at the same time. Now if I go here and at the app.css and I modify the color from black to red, you can see that the changes are actually happening real time. This is going to work just like a normal live edit would. Black back to black. If I modified my index.html and on body I added h1, hello. There you can see it's going to work basically as the live edit does for some other applications like Dreamweaver, which are extremely more power hungry and take a lot more processing time. So this is a basic debugging feature for CSS, and you can always just restart it here, stop, pause, set, remove breakpoints, add new breakpoints. Let me also show you an extra point. So if I'm here on this and I want to be able to stop it there, but I don't just want to stop it there all the time. I want to be able to stop it there only if for some reason there was a condition, and only if this equals tomorrow. Now, this is not just going to stop at any moment. This is only going to stop if this condition is actually met. If that condition is not met, this is going to act like this breakpoint does not actually exist. Okay, so let's get rid of that, and my console is still running. Let's close everything out. And now let's go to our VCS. So once you start this project, if you have Git already installed, this is going to find that Git file for you and ask if you want to add Git to this Webstorm project. You're just going to go ahead and press OK, because this is going to make all these features now possible. As you can see, commit changes or just Control K launches a commit. And I just made a change. I got rid of that hello message, so removed hello message. And now, if instead of clicking commit, I do commit and push, just ignore those answers, I'm actually going to be pushing this to my Git repository. This is actually not set for the proper GitHub file, but I'm just going ahead and do it anyway so you can see what it would try to do. It would sometimes might pop up asking for your Git password. This time it didn't, but it's going to fail because my GitHub is actually not set up for this file anymore. And this basically takes you through how the VCS is going to work on here. It also has sort of its own VCS control on local history. You can see all the changes that you have made on this file, and in case you want to go back and not actually have to use Git, but just go back on a couple of items, it shows you a basic VCS run completely by Webstorm on what a couple of the previous changes that you have been. Okay, so now let's take a look at some HTML injections. So if I go here to my app.js, it's open on a different file. So it's right here. And I bring it back inside. And now I tried to do a HTML injection. So let's do it, say I go var HTML equals, and let's start out writing out an HTML code. So we're doing HTML, then we're closing out HTML, and you can see it closes automatically for you. And now that it knows it's an HTML file, it's going to start opening and closing brackets for you fairly fast. But the difference now is going to be, you don't want to have to, if you send this out on something, this script is going to look like just a straight line. But Webstorm also allows you to modify that and have this HTML fragment actually properly formatted. So let me show you that again. You hover over it, and you can either press Alt-Enter, which is going to show up all these options, or you can hover over it and select the little light bulb that shows up on the left corner. edit HTML fragment. So now if I go here and I actually properly format this, my tab broke out. It's going to allow you to, let's enter, there. It's actually going to allow you to break out and format everything the way you want it to be properly formatted. So this also works for regex, and if I go back here, you can see it closes it automatically, and I do var new reg, that's okay, equals regex expression. I don't want it formatted that way, I just want it formatted here, there, and instead of this we're going to add a proper regex format there. And I select this, and again I'm just going to do Alt Enter, but you can just go and select the light bulb. You can either do edit GS regex fragment, which the same thing is going to show up here, or if you select it again and it's highlighted and you do Alt Enter again and you do check regex expression, it will actually allow you to test that regex. So right now I'm testing for AB. So if I type in AB, you can see that it's showing up green because it passed. If I try now this, you can see that it has failed that regex, and you can test your regex to make sure that it's actually testing for what you wanted it to test before you actually deploy, or you have to try to run any code to figure out if you're actually getting the right data. This does it for you automatically, and it's just a lot easier to use. Okay, so this basically closes the basic introduction to Webstorm. I will be having another blog post that just covers the debugging on a Node.js application in general. There's a couple different changes that you have to go through in order to debug properly, not just the Node, but also the Node and client side at the same time on the same runtime environment. Okay, all right. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later.